because this can be huge. And I know that there's a lot of people from America over here. I know that wages in America are different than in Latin America. But at this point, 2 3 years after graduating school and everything, I would be earning around 2,000 or even less than $2,000 in a job. And thanks to this business, I'm earning 10 times more a month than I was going to do it in a job. So that's why I'm really, 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 really excited to share with you all this information, because literally this information can take you from $0 a month to hundreds of dollars to thousands of dollars to tens of thousands of dollars. And of course, I'm not on that point right now, but I'm watching people right now with hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month, right? So to tell you a little bit about Costa Rica, if you don't know where it is not an island, right? It is Central America. And this is a small country, right? In our country, we have uh, over 4.5 million people, around 5 million people in the whole country, right? So it's a really small place. I know there's cities in the states. There are cities worldwide that are way bigger than my country, but we have something special right here, and it's not the beach, it's not the volcanoes, it's not the forest, right? We have something special over here because over these 2.8 years, or these 2 years and 8 months that we've been in this business, there's been over 10 chairmans. Yeah, there's been over 10 chairmans in Costa Rica. So there must be something good going on right here, right? So that's what I want to share with you all. What it is that we're doing. How can you expand your business? Imagine your state. Imagine your country. How many people live there, right? How many people live there? And probably you're not taking advantage of that, right? So today's schedule is gonna be clearly 3 points, right? First, make your business work for you, not the other way around, right? I don't know who's having that, that they're actually working for their business instead their business working for you. Number two is going to be develop teams worldwide. How can you expand your business to all over the world? I'm going to be telling you a little bit about my experience and how we have teams over 12 countries and more than 24 cities, right? And number three, how to use the compound effect, right? How to use the compound effect. So I'm really excited to be with you all right here. I'm just gonna check the chat box right now to see if everything's in order. All right, let's see. So who's ready to learn? Yeah, who's ready to learn tonight with all our community? Super excited to be here again. Hundreds of people worldwide sharing and watching this information. Let's go, right? Let's go, because time is money. I am nice. So I already told you a little bit about my story. The way that I learned, the way that I found out about this business is one of my best friends from high school, Mr. Juan Diego Jimenez. He's Chairman 100 right now. He once called me and told me, "Hey, bro, what you doing tonight?" And I'm like, "Bro, I'm free. I'm free. I don't have nothing to do. I need to see you tonight. I will talk to you about a business." And I was like, "Hey, why don't you tell me about a business on a phone call, right?" He's like, "Business are not closed on phone calls. I need to see you tonight. Yes or yes." And I'm like, "Okay, let's see it." Once I saw iMarkets live, my life completely changed, right? So if you want to become a master of your business, right? If you want to become a master of your business, you have to understand something. If you want to make your business work for you, you first need to become self-employed of your business so you can become then a business owner, right? So who has seen over here on the IML presentation that we all right, let me just check. All right, who over here has seen the Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant, right? Where we have self-employed, we have investors, we have business owner, and we have employees. Who has seen that before? So we all want to be, right? We all want to be a business owner, right? That's totally true. We all want to be a business owner and we want to make our business work for you. But we have to understand something, right? If you want your business to work for you, you first need to work for your business. Let me just, all right. So we're already recording over here. Our call, really happy to be with you all again. So the first thing you have to understand, and I want to know who has less than 3 months in here. Put a one in the chat if you have less than 3 months in iMarket's life. All right, there's a lot of people that have less than 3 months. 10 days, nice. 1 week. All right, who over here has from 1 month to 3 months on iMarket's life? From 3 months to 6 months on iMarket's life. Put a 3 in the chat if you have more than 3 months, from 3 months to 6 months in iMarket's life. All right, we have a lot of people in the call, as you can see. And who has more than 1 year? Put a 5 in the chat. Who has more than 1 year in iMarket's life? Put a 5 in the chat. All right, so what you have to understand right here, right, is that when we're talking about this business, if you really want the business to work for you, you first have to work hard for the business. So if you're in your first 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, you have to understand something, is that the skills that you're going to learn in this business are crucial, right? Are crucial. I've never been the best signer. I've never been the first that got the ranks. I want you all to understand this. I've never been the person that it's always, like on the top ranks of the people that most people sign up. But I knew something about this business, and that this business has a system, and the system can work for you, right? So either way, I've earned money, I've earned over tens of thousands of dollars and hundreds of thousands of dollars thanks to this business. So what do I want to go with this, right? What's my point with this is that you don't have to be the greatest. You don't have to be the first that put your business in your country. You don't have to be the first that put your business in your city, right? You just have to understand something. If you know how to use the system, if you know how to work with this business, it doesn't matter if you have 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. If someone is starting 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years later after iMarket's life start, if you know how to use the system, right? If you know how to use the system, you're going to start having big results, right? So understand something. If you work first as a self-employed on your business, you eventually will have big results. But you cannot pretend to have big results just by wishing it, just by wanting. You need to get on the trenches, right? So you need to develop the skill sets, right? What are the skills? If you've never read the GoPro book, you have to go and read that book. If you've never heard the strangest secret, you have to go and listen to that videotape, right? And you have to understand something in this business. It's all about leverage, right? It's all about leverage. So whoever here knows what leverage is, right? Whoever here knows what leverage is on trading, right? Whoever here knows what leverage is in trading. We use leverage, right? So what happens when we leverage with our broker accounts, right? We're using, or we're having the chance to use money from our broker, right? We're actually not using just our money, but we're using our broker's money in this case. So in the network marketing part of this business, we can also use leverage. All right. Give me just 1 second, please. All right. Let's see if you can put a one in the chat, please. I think you cannot, so that would be good. All right. So I'm sorry for the delay. Sorry, everyone. We were having some issues with the chat box right now, but it's all clear. So I want you to understand this. What is team leverage, right? What is team leverage on the network marketing side? Imagine that everyone you have on your team will do one presentation a week, right? One presentation or 1 hour of work a week. So if you start by yourself on this business, you're going to understand something. If you do 1 hour work a week, you will have on total 1 hour work for the whole week. But what happens, right? What happens once that you become a platinum 150, right? You have 3 people on your team. So when you have 3 people on your team, what will happen after that, right? If everyone works 1 hour a week, you're not going to be working just 1 hour a week. You're going to be working total 4 hours a week, right? Your hour and then the 3 hours that work each and every one of your teammates. So once you understand this, you will say, but what is 1 hour versus 4 hours a week? It's not much difference, right? Yeah, it's not much difference on that moment, but you have to understand something. After 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and we're going to be talking a little bit about that on the compound effect. But after you do that and your team starts to grow, imagine a structure like the one we have right now in the picture. This is a 6 people structure, right? So imagine that these 6 people get engaged on the business and say, all right, I will put 4 hours a week, 4 hours a week to this business, right? So if every single one of them put 4 hours of work, 4 hours of work a week, right? Imagine the person that signed all these people up is going to be having 24 hours of work, not only from themselves, but from the team. And more than that, they will be having their hours, right? So what do I mean with this is that if you understand the principle of leveraging, once you have a team of 10 people, 20 people, 30 people, 45 people, 400 people, you're going to be watching something, right? And it's that every single one that is in iMarket's life can be working towards your goals, right? Once I understood this, that it doesn't matter how many people are having results on iMarket's life, that's gonna be doing that your earnings can be bigger on the future. So what do I mean by this? Imagine that we have, I don't know, a new Chairman 500 tomorrow. Some people will say, wow, a new Chairman 500. Now I cannot become a Chairman 500. But what's going on over here is that it's going to be more probable to you to become Chairman 500 if there's already two, three, five, 10 Chairman 500s, because this is not a competition, right? If you see sports, right? If you see soccer, if you see football, if you see basketball, if you see, I don't know, any sport, there's just going to be only one winner. There's just only one first place. But in this business, everyone can be on the podium. Everyone can be on the first place. If someone wins, doesn't matter that you cannot win. It just means that you're gonna be having more chances of winning, right? So once I understood the leverage, the leverage principle of the business, I knew something, that if I was able to connect enough amount of people, not only in my country but all over the internet, I will be having great results. So number two, if you want to make your business work for you, you have to understand this. You have to use the system, and you need to add value, right? So give all the knowledge you have to your team so they can grow even more than your level, right? This is a principle of success, that if you really want to grow, you need to first make your team grow and grow all that they can. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a checklist so you can check if you're a self-employed or you're becoming a business owner. So do you know the skill set, right? Do you know the skill set? Do you know what are the skills that you need to make this team, to make this business big, right? Are you using the system, right? Are you using the system? Are you making the system work for you, or are you working for a system, right? Because once you understand that we're all part of the system, but some people work for the business, for the system, and some people make the system work for them. So are you using the system? Are you connecting the people to the Chairman mentorship calls? Are you duplicating the IML TV sessions, right? Are you duplicating the big events, right? Are you launching new teams, right? You have to understand that if you want to become a business owner, you need to make that a lot of people do small things every day on a great way, so you can have a big team, right? And you can do that, but you're not going to be able to do it if you don't use the system for you, right? So if you want your team to grow, this is really important. If you want your team to grow, you first need to grow. If you want your team to hit ranks, you first need to hit rank, right? There are some people that see this business and say, hey, I want to become P600. I'll just find three people, that these three people find three more people, right? And it's almost any time. I mean, it's really rare to see someone hitting P600 that way, right? If you are a P600, you know that you don't have to sign up three people. You probably will have to sign up 4, 5, 6 or more people to get this rank, right? So if you have the scarcity thought about, I will just sign three people and these three people will sign three more people, that won't happen, right? That won't happen. If you think that if you will only sign up three people and those three people will bring 500 people, that won't happen, right? Because you have to understand something. In your business, the person that works the hardest, the person that works the most, that is you, right? That is you. So what do I mean by this? Imagine all the work that you did during this week. If you have team, imagine that your team did less than that. That's a low on the network marketing, right? So would you feel happy about it? Would you feel bad about it? Do you think that you could do it a little bit better or that your team could do it a little bit better? Let's think about it, right? Because sometimes we want our people to do more, but we're not doing the extra mile. We're not giving the extra mile, right? So another question you need to ask yourself every day: do you have leaders? Right? Do you have potential leaders? Are they independent? Because I've seen a lot of people that have teams, have ranks, but they don't have independent leaders. So if the leader is gone one day, 1 week, guess what? They don't work, right? So you want to develop independent leaders, right? Give everything you have to your team so they can grow even more than you. You don't have to be afraid from your team to hit ranks even greater than you, because you will have a work ethic bigger than the whole team. And after that, develop the skill of working with people. For me, this is one of the most important skills, and this is going to be really helpful for the next point that we're going to be talking tonight. How good are you working with people? How good are you relating with people? How good are you prospecting cold people, getting to know new people, right? Once I understood that the skill set that it's better paid in the whole world is the skill set of learning how to talk to people, learning how to work with people, right? Once I understood that, I knew that anyone could be great. You don't need a diploma. You don't need a degree to do great things in life. You just need to work hard and know how to treat people. So let's continue to this. And guys, I really want to share with you the next, this next point, right? This next point that we're going to be talking about is one of my favorites: how to develop international teams, right? How to develop international teams. I would like to ask you in the chat box right now, but you cannot write. So, what will happen if you would wake up tomorrow and say, "Hey, I have a flight. I need to go to Paraguay and I'll be there 1 week." Well, that's what's happening to me. Tomorrow, I will be during 1 week in South America, in Paraguay, working with the team we have right there, right? So this team, we've developed this team over 2 years now, and there's P5000, there's people having incredible results right now. But there's something about this, that this is a system as well. As we were talking before, develop international teams. Develop international teams is a system. So if you want to learn how is that I've been able to travel over 12 countries and 24 cities, showing this business, showing this opportunity, you have to take note of what I'm about to do. So what I'm about to tell you. I want you to understand something, that is that in every German mentorship call, every German will give the best of themselves. So we don't hide anything. We tell everything, because we want you to go not to the level we have, but to a greater level. So one of the reasons why I started this business is because I wanted to travel the world, right? I wanted to get to know new cities, new countries, right? They say that there's a really nice quote that says that life is like a book. I mean, the world is like a book, and where you live is just one page of the book. So if you don't travel, it's like reading just one page of the whole book, right? So once I understood that if I wanted to make big things in life, I couldn't be just in a 4 million people country, right? We're talking about a small country over here, right? So I knew that I had to develop teams all over the world. And first, you have to understand that you need to know the language, right? So if you know English, you can get into pretty much like over half of the world, because a lot of people know English, but there's different countries with different idioms as well where you can begin your business, right? So if you've ever wondered how is Panama, Colombia, Mexico, Argentina, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Chile, Bahamas, you can travel to those places. You can go, you can take your trip, you can vacation to those places, but you can be doing that and you can be working at the same time. And once I understood that with this business, I could be doing the two things, I knew that I won't have vacations. I don't like vacations. I like to go work and then take 1, 2 days off, right? So 7 steps to develop international teams. First, you need to choose it. First, you need to choose the country where you want to start. First, you need to visualize it, right? So, for example, we have a big team in Panama, but the first time it wasn't like someone wrote me and it's like, hey, I want to open this business in Panama. No, I was like, all right, I want to go to Panama and I want to have a big team over there. So I took the decision first that I was going to build in that country, right? I visualized it. I looked for pictures. I got on Instagram. I got on Facebook. I got on YouTube and started watching videos about how was it. And I knew a little bit about the economy. So I knew there was a good place to develop a team, right? So step number 2, find a niche, right? Find a niche. Once you get to know a little bit about the country, find a niche, right? So get entrepreneurs, I don't know, entrepreneurs UK, entrepreneurs Greece, entrepreneurs Germany, right? Robert Kiyosaki, Germany, Robert Kiyosaki, United States, Gary V, I don't know, UK, right? So once you get on social media, it's either Facebook, it's either Instagram, it's either Twitter, YouTube, whatever we have, right? You need to find a niche. Because you don't want to talk to someone that's just interested, I don't know, in soccer about this business. You can go through the internet, swim through the internet, and get the information about someone that is really interested in entrepreneurship, that is really interested in online business. Talk to them, and it's going to be easier to you to sign these people up than someone that is interested in soccer, right? So find a niche, connect to people, right? Check their profiles, connect to people, and create empathy. What you have to understand is that when you're working online, you need to create empathy with people, right? You need to know how to treat people. That's what we were talking about before. But once you create empathy with people, once you create that relationship with people, you know a little bit about the country, you have to share the vision, which is step number 4. Share the vision, right? So tell them, ask them what do they do. And after that, when they ask you on the way back, you're going to be telling them what you're doing, right? If you are doing this part-time, tell them that you're doing this part-time, but tell them about the vision you have of this business. How can they be doing whatever they're doing right now and sharing this vision? Because I understood something about Jim Rohn. He said the power of the part-time, right? I don't know if you've heard about that audiobook, but he talks about the power of the part-time. When you say that you're doing this business part-time, what makes other people think is that they can do the business part-time as well. Because at the first time, people don't see this business and say, hey, I will do this business full-time. No, they say, I would like to do this business part-time. So if you're doing this part-time, you have to take advantage of the power of part-time, right? So step number 4, share the vision. Step number 5, sign them up, right? Get them started on the business, launch their business, right? This is really important. The day of the launch is the most important day of someone's business. So sign them up, start launching the business, do a pre-launch if it's necessary, so you can start working on a new country, right? Then create a system. Once you have 6-10 people, create a system on that country so you can be having some calls, right? Presentation calls, action plan, or quick start calls, and start helping those people do the same thing, right? Once you understand that, once you get that people can be working thousands of miles away from you, and they can be hitting ranks, and they can be earning money, and you can be actually a business partner with these people in 2019, you will understand the magic of this business, right? So step number 7, help them get those ranks, right? Help them get to those ranks, and then visit them, right? Visit them. visit your team, visit your people, right? Because if you don't visit them, so you can put it as a goal. You can tell them, okay, if you become a P1000, I can go and visit you. This is what I've done, right? I've told my people, if you hit P600, I will go and visit you, and we will do a big meeting, right? Because once we do that, what's going to happen is that the level of belief of your people is going to go way higher. We have to understand something. There's over 7 billion people in this world, right? There's over 7 billion people in this world, and we just need 5,000 to become chairman 100. We just need 30,000 to become a chairman 500, right? So who wants to become chairman 500 here, right? We can all become chairman 500. We can, the hundreds of people that are in this call can become chairman 500, and still it's going to be more people to talk about this business. This is the most impressive thing about iMarkets Live. This is something that I love, that I already talked to you about. Is that you can be actually doing this anywhere in the world. All right, so the final point that I want to talk to you about is the compound effect, right? So the compound effect, this is about a book that is called The Compound Effect as well, right? Well, here's in Spanish from Darren Hardy. I read this book a little bit ago, probably, I don't know, like over a year ago. But I really liked something that I read about this book, right? And the main point of this book is how can you be doing small things every day in a great way so you can have a great life, right? Most of the people think that the great life, it's done like from night to day, right? So it's like you go to sleep, then the next day you wake up and boom, you have a great life. No. If you want to have a great life, you need to have enough great days compounded, right? So a little bit about this. We don't have snow in Costa Rica, right? In Costa Rica, we are like tropical jungle, right? So we don't have snow in Costa Rica. But about 5 years ago, I had the chance to go to Vail. I was working in Vail, actually in Colorado, over 6 months. 6 months over there I was living, and I got to know the snow, right? So once I was there, I understood the snowball effect, right? The snowball effect. So this is the compound effect, is like the snowball effect, right? So this can be useful in your trading, of course. This can be useful on your road to chairman. This can be useful on your health. This can be useful on your family and relationships. You can use this information for anything on your life. So if you want to achieve big things, you have to understand something. The big Chinese wall wasn't built in one day, right? The Roman Colosseum wasn't built in one day or in 1 year. It took time, right? It took time. So if you want to achieve big things in life, you have to understand that it might take time, right? And you have to understand that you have to understand that there's going to be a process, and you have to enjoy that process, right? So it takes time to achieve great things in life, right? We all know about it. But what the compound effect talks about, right? A little bit, I want to share with you about. It talks about decisions, right? I will tell you a little bit about this, but I want you to go and find this book and read it, because it's really good. It's really good. It's really easy to read as well. But the compound effect talks about decisions, habits, momentum, influence, and acceleration, right? So decisions first. What we talk about this. So once you make a decision first, if you make a decision that you want to build a big business for your team, for your family, for your dreams, for yourself, right? You need to first say, I really want to do this. You really need to say, I am willing to do whatever it takes to do this, right? Because the decision will take you to form habits, right? The habits are the main things in our life, right? So whoever here brushed their teeth today? I hope everyone, right? Whoever here charged their phone tonight? probably everyone, right? So those are habits, right? Who over here ate something today? Probably everyone, right? So those are habits. So once you create a habit of doing the business every single day, from your first day to the day you reach your biggest goal, right? You will understand that you're starting to put a little bit a break every day, right? So I see this business as a big castle. That this is the way I see the business, as a big castle, or as a big Chinese wall, right? So since we already told before, the big Chinese wall wasn't built in one day, but it was built one day at a time, right? So for me, this business is like a big Chinese wall that I want to build. And my point of view is this: I cannot build everything in one day, but what I can do every day is put a brick the best way that I can do it. I will just put one, two, three, I don't know, 10 bricks a day, but I will put them the best way that I can put it every day, 365 days a year. A brick every day, a brick every day. Once you understand that, and 1 year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, you will have an awesome, awesome building because you put in an awesome way a brick every day. That's what the compound effect is. Literally, in the year that we live in 2019, we get caught a lot on the internet, on the social media, and I want to go to a point on this, right? We really go on the social media, on the internet, on the lifestyle of the people. We see the results, but we didn't see the process, right? We get on a movie, we see a kid, I don't know, from 12, 14, 15 years, and then they put a picture that says 10 years later, and they're already successful, right? So we're used to have things fast. You want something to eat, you just order it on your cell phone, you have it 10, 20 minutes later, right? You don't like something, you just turn off your TV. You want food, you just put it on the microwave. In Spanish, we call it the microwave effect, right? The microwave oven effect. The microwave oven effect. That's how we call it in Spanish, because we live in a world that's going really fast, and we think that everything in life has to go that fast, and this is really good, right? But you have to understand something. When you see nature, right? If you see nature, if you see a plant, if you see a tree, if you see a small seed that you plant, you're gonna realize that the seed won't go to a flower in 1 week. It will go through a process, right? So the business is just like that, right? It's like planting a seed the first day, and you will be having your fruits, you'll be having the flowers, you will be having more seeds when you hit your Chairman 25, Chairman 500, right? So on the compound effect, what we do every day, right? The thing that we're going to do every day is we're going to do not a lot of things, but we're going to do whatever we do, we're going to do it in a great way every day, right? On a great way every day. So in this book, I want to share a little bit about a story that tells over here. And with that, I'm leaving, I'm closing, about three friends, right? This story is about three friends. The compound effect tells the story about three friends. So the friend number one was they're all were born in the same city. They were in the same school. They have look-alike jobs. And what says over here is that friend number one, he always does the same thing. He has a really boring life, right? He always has his routine. He wakes up early. He goes in the night. He goes to his job, etc. Friend number two, right? He's working a little bit on his health, right? So it says over here, 150, 125 calories a day. He's eating less than 25 calories a day than he was doing before, right? So that might be a candy. That might be, I don't know, something that instead of mayonnaise, he was putting mustard, right? And he was reading 10 pages of a book a day. And the third friend, right? The third friend was someone that instead of going a little bit better, was going a little bit backwards, right? So it was someone that instead of having better habits, he bought a bigger TV. He started drinking alcohol once a week, right? He didn't go to the gym. He didn't exercise. So what says over here, to make the story short, it says that after 30 months, right, which is 940 days, like 3 years, right, they saw the real difference, right? The three friends saw the real difference, and this gave a chain effect, right? So after 31 months, the guy that didn't do anything was, well, the same, because he had his own routine. The first guy, right? The second guy that started to do a little bit better, he lost over 30 pounds, because over 940 days, he lost 125 calories. So he lost over 30 pounds. And red, let me see over here. This is crazy. And read over 9,000 pages of a book, right? And instead, the other friend he had, right? The other friend he had, but instead, the other friend he had, he was overweight 30 pounds. He was overweight 30 pounds from his friend that wasn't doing anything, and he was overweight 50 pounds for the friend that was exercising every day. So what do I go with this? If you want to build a big business, you need to use the compound effect, doing small things every day on a great way. So I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be putting the chat right now. I'm really happy to be sharing with you this hour. I'm sorry for the inconvenience that we had before, but I want to tell you something. If you want to learn, if you want to learn, and if you want to change, you will have the results. That's all what life is about. So I'll hope to see you all in Dallas, Texas. Right. I hope to see you all in the I Am convention. We'll be over there doing great things with all our team. So I hope you all have a great night. Start learning, start earning, and take advantage of this business, because iMarkets Live is ready to break the records. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good night, and love you all. Big hug, and as we say in Costa Rica, pura vida. Bye.